Hello everyone, I am Arif Ahammed. I am teaching English in the department of SNH MLR Institute of Technology. So if you remember in the previous video lecture, we have discussed about indefinite articles, like what is indefinite articles, their examples, and also like how they are used in different contexts, in different situations. So in continuation to that topic, today we are going to deal with another article, which is definite articles, right? So indefinite articles we have already covered. Now we would be talking about definite articles. Now let's see what is definite articles. Before going into the presentation, I would be going into the overview of the presentation, like what are the parts or what are the aspects that we are going to cover in this presentation. So let's see. First is what is definite article. So definition of definite article, what is definite article, that would be the first part of the presentation. In second part, we'll talk about how to pronounce it, because you must have observed that sometimes we use the pronunciation the, and in some times or in some occasions we use the pronunciation the. So we'll be talking about that. Then the next part, like nouns that are always specific. So because we are dealing with definite articles and we know that definite article is used with specific object or things, so we should know what are the nouns that are always specific, hence they always take definite article. And in the last part of the presentation, we will be talking about usage rules of definite articles, like same like indefinite articles we already discussed in which are the occasions or in which context we do indefinite articles. Similarly here we will be talking about which are the context in which we should be using definite articles, right? So let's come to the definition. What is definite article? So you can see from the name itself, definite article. So what is the meaning of definite? Definite means something which is specific, right? So hence definite article can be defined as is the use, like definite article is used with specific noun, right? So definite article, you can also say that definite article is used to make a noun specific, right? Now it can be both singular or plural, or countable or uncountable. So unlike indefinite articles, definite articles can be used in both singular or plural number. If you remember, indefinite articles are always used with singular noun, right? You cannot use them with like plural noun. But when it comes to definite article, it can be used both with singular or plural noun as well as countable and uncountable noun. So please remember two things, like specific. Definite article is something, definite D for definite, A for article. Definite article is used to make a noun specific, means particular. So this is very important part. Now let's come to the next segment of the presentation, that is how to pronounce. As I told, you might be observing that in certain cases we use the pronunciation the, and in certain cases we use the pronunciation the. So let's see where to use the and where to use the. When it comes before a consonant sound, it is pronounced as the. So let's say if we are using definite article before a noun which starts with a consonant sound, then we have to use the pronunciation the. For example, where is the pen that I have given you? So because P is a consonant sound, so that's why we are using the definite article, like we are using the pronunciation as the. Now similarly, if you use where is the umbrella, because umbrella starts with a consonant vowel sounds, right? So that's why we have to use the pronunciation the. Where is the umbrella? We cannot say where is the umbrella, because it would be technically wrong. So now, because you already got to know now that definite articles are always, or definite article is always used with specific noun, right? So if we know what are the nouns that are always specific, our job becomes easier, like while identifying which article to use. Now let's see what are the group of what are the nouns that are always specific. So what is the normal rule regarding article, definite article? First mention of a noun is indefinite and all subsequent reference to this noun are definite and take the. So when we talk about something for the first time, we don't use the definite article, but after that in subsequent usage we always use definite article. See the example, maybe it would become more clear. So let's say I was visiting the park with my dog. The dog was very naughty. Now let's say first time when I am referring to the noun dog, I was not using any article. But in the second time when I was referring to the dog, I am using an article like definite article the. Now let's see the 4 special group of nouns, which are always considered as definite, means specific. So the first one we will be seeing, what are those? The shared knowledge of the situation or context. So when we are talking about some shared knowledge or situation or context, they are always called like definite, they are always specific. Now let's see the example here. The president will arrive tomorrow. So the president, you see this is a shared knowledge. What is the shared knowledge here? That president can be only one. We cannot have multiple president as per our constitutional provision, right? So this is a shared knowledge. So for shared knowledge or situation or context, we always use the definite article the. He has been teaching in the college for 2 years. So now let's say if you are residing in a place which have only one college. So in this particular context, it's clear like you are talking about one particular college, one specific college, and that's why you are using the definite article the. So this is one group of noun which are always specific. What are they? Shared knowledge, when you talk about shared knowledge, situation or context. Now let's see second group of specific noun, unique objects. So this is very common, this is very general, you already know. Like if you are talking about something unique, some unique object, they are always specific and hence they will always take definite articles. So you can see the sun, the earth, the Pope, the sky, the equator, these are all unique objects we are talking about, right? And hence they are always taking definite article. So this is the first one, shared knowledge, you can say. Second one is unique object. Now third one, you can see. What is third one? Superlative adjectives and unique adjectives. So let's say when we are talking about, or when we use superlative adjectives will always take definite article. You can see here, Mexico City is the most populous. So the most populous, most is a comparative superlative form of adjective, right? So that's why you are using the. So superlative adjectives, whenever we will be using superlative adjectives, we will always have to use the definite article the. So this is one thing. Third group of noun you got to know. Now the last group of noun with clauses and noun phrases introduced by only. So you can see the same example, my aunt is the only person I trust. So you can see is the only person I trust. So this is actually a phrase, right? Noun phrase, and that's why we are using the definite article. So please remember, whenever we would be now dealing with noun with clauses and noun phrases which is introduced by only, we have to use what definite article. Is this the only bowl you have? So you can see here, because this is a phrase like clause, it is starting with only, so we are using definite article. So these are the 4 specific, like 4 group of nouns, which are always specific. The first one is shared knowledge. Second one was what, when we talk about unique object, right? Unique object. The third one, superlative adjectives. And then the last one is like clauses introduced by only. So these 4 group of noun you should remember, because they always take the definite article. Now let's see particular usage of definite article, which is the third segment of the presentation, if you remember. So there are multiple usage of definite articles, we'll be talking about one after one. So country names and geographical locations with plural country names typically ending in S. So when we are talking about country names and geographical locations, there are certain countries which ends in S, like plural ending you can say. So they always take the definite article. You can see the beaches in the Bahamas. So you can see it is ending in S, plural ending. That's why this particular country name is taking the definite article. They travel to the Maldives. So again, this is S, that's why, like it is ending in plural, that's why we are using definite article. Now let's see before country names that include republic. Now there are certain other country names, they're a little more descriptive, right? So you can observe they include these kind of word or phrases like republic, kingdom, union or state. So they also always take the definite article. For example, the United Kingdom. You cannot say United Kingdom, you have to say the United Kingdom. So this is one factor that you need to remember. Now let's come to the next usage of definite article. Now certain geographical features. So when we talk about certain geographical features, what are the features? You can see name of the oceans, the Pacific Oceans, for example, name of the river, the Ganges, name of canals, Panama Canals, peninsula, mountain ranges. So regarding mountain, you have to remember one thing, because this sometimes creates confusion. When we talk about an individual mountain peak, we don't use any article. Like we are not supposed to use any article. But when we talk about mountain ranges, okay, then we have to always use definite article. So please keep this thing in mind. Now let's come to the third usage of definite article, before famous building or well-known work of art. So let's say if you are talking about a famous building or architecture or famous work of art, they always take definite article. What are they? Now, did you go to Paris to see the Eiffel Tower? So you can see Eiffel Tower, you are talking about a specific building or architecture. That's why it's taking definite article the. The Mona Lisa, you can see Mona Lisa is a famous painting, right? So that's why you are using the definite article. Next usage, name of well-known historical events. So if you are talking about famous historical events which is already well known, then we have to use definite article. You can see the Battle of Panipat. So this is a historical event, well-known historical event. That's why we are using definite article. Next usage, name of famous newspaper, journals, magazines and religious books. So if you are talking about famous newspapers, journals, magazines or religious books, we have to use definite article. But there is a small twist with regarding to religious books that I will be talking about. So see the example here, the Hindustan Times, the Illustrated Weekly, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, etc. But when it comes to religious book, we need to remember one thing. In religious book, when it is accompanied by the name of the author also, we don't need to use any article. For example, we can say Valmiki's Ramayana. We cannot say Valmiki's the Ramayana, because it is accompanied by the author's name, Valmiki's Ramayana. We have to say Valmiki's Ramayana. Right. Here we are not using any article. Please remember that. So this is one point that you need to remember regarding religious books. Now let's come to the next usage of definite article. Name of ships, airplanes, community or party, if you are talking about all these things. So you can see the Titanic, the Boeing 707, the Hindu. So we are talking about a community here. Okay, the Congress, the BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, these are all parties. So they always take definite articles. Next usage, name of planets and things unique of their kind. So if we are talking about planets or things which are unique, so already like I have spoken about it, because this is one group of noun which are always specific. So the earth, the Mars, the sun, the sea, the sky, the oceans, all these things. Now name of the musical instrument. So when we indicate or when we point out at musical instrument, we need to remember that we don't need to, like we have to always use the definite article, the. So you can see the flute, the sitar, etc. So musical instrument always takes the definite article. Remember that. So a common noun used in a sense of abstract idea. Now this is something, a different sort of usage of definite article. You can see a common noun used in the sense of an abstract idea. He failed the poet. So you can see the poet here is a common noun actually, right? So it can indicate any poet. So it's a common noun. But I am using the noun here not as a common noun. Instead, I am using it as an abstract idea, because I want to say the poet-like quality. So he felt the poet rise within him. So you can see when we are using a common noun in the sense of an abstract idea, that common noun will always take what? Definite article the. So this is somewhat different compared to the other usage. Please remember that. Now let's see this particular word, proper noun or material noun. a proper or material or abstract noun, emphasis is laid upon it. So let's say if we are talking about a proper noun or material noun or abstract noun, if emphasis is laid with like strong emphasis on it, then we have to use what? Definite article. Now see the example here. I have invited the Gupta. So this is a common noun actually, right? I am referring to a proper noun. But here I want to put emphasis on the fact that I have invited a particular family, and that's why I am using, for that emphasis I am using the definite article. Now this is the proper time to do it, the proper time to do it. You can see the same logic is applicable here also. So when we talk about a proper material or abstract noun with strong emphasis on it, we have to use definite article. So you can see here proper time, proper is an abstract noun here, that's why. And we want to put emphasis on the fact like this is the time, right? That's why we are using definite article. Now a singular noun which refers to a particular person, place or thing. So let's say this is the most basic usage of article, like definite article. If you are talking about a specific person, one specific person or one specific thing, it will always take what? Definite article. I have lost the book. So I am talking about one particular book, and that's why I am using the definite article. Right? Proper nouns in metaphorical sense. So when we talk about proper nouns in metaphorical sense, you can see Kalidas is the Shakespeare. So Shakespeare here is a proper noun actually, but we are using it as a metaphorical sense. Metaphorical sense means, you know, I am implying something, I am not implying or I am not indicating or pointing out at that particular person here. I am indicating, you know, the stature of that particular person, the status of that particular person. So Kalidasa is the Shakespeare of India. So that is the logic here. Next usage, before the names of direction when preposition is added. So when we talk about direction with preposition, then we have to use definite article. We were going to the north. You can see here because we are using preposition, that's why we are using. They started their journey to the west. So remember, this is very important. So whenever you talk about direction, whenever we are talking or we will be talking about direction with a preposition, we are not supposed to, like, we have to always use definite article the. Now I was talking about in all these slides the usage of definite article with nouns. They were all nouns, right? Now let's see the usage of definite articles with some like with adjectives also. So to make them plural noun, so we use definite article the before an adjective to make them plural noun. So you can see week is basically an adjective, but the moment I say the week, you know, I am talking about a plural noun, right? I refer to a group of people, the week. Similarly, to represent an abstraction. So if we talk about an abstraction means, you know, some abstract idea. So you can see the good. So we want to make things little abstract, and that's why we are saying the good, the unknown. So we are using definite article. To denote nationality, when we talk about nationality, we have to use the definite article the Irish, the French, the German, the Greek, etc. And before ordinal numbers. What is ordinal numbers? First, second, third, etc. So that's why we always say that he is the first boy. We don't say that he is first boy in the class. We always say he is the first boy. So first is an ordinal number. So remember the rule here, before ordinal numbers also, which is also an adjective, we always have to use definite article. Okay. So these are the usage. Now let's see certain other things. The usage of comparative form of adjective. So sometime you remember, like comparative form of adjective expressing a proportion between two states of mind or two circumstances. See the example, the more the merrier. So this is one particular type of sentence structure. Like we normally don't use it, but in rare cases we do use this kind of sentence structure. So please remember, in this kind of sentence structure we always use the definite article in both part, the more the merrier. Fine. Now the last one, before the adjective in superlative degree. So whenever we are talking about a superlative degree, we have to use definite article. So Varun is the best singer. You can see best is superlative adjective, right? And that's why using definite article the here. Now, so this is all about the usage of definite articles. So in this particular lecture, we got to know about the definition of definite article, how they are pronounced and how they are used before noun, and also how they are used before adjectives. So this is all for this lecture. We'll meet with another topic in next lecture. Thank you.